This is a nice arrangement. During our panel, I'm going to see, whether Allison or Robert sits in the front. It'll tell us a lot here. Good afternoon, everybody. Look at all of you guys. This is great. What a nice turnout. I've just gotten here during lunch, and it was wonderful. The hubbub was amazing. People were looking up from in the store out there, going, what is all that sound? That was great. Let me tell you, let's see if I hit this. We'll probably get to the right slide. No, this is what is Indie Recon. You know what Indie Recon is. I think I'm not on my slides yet, right? Where? And are we on the selfie thing that I brought? If not, I could tell you about Indie Recon. Would you like to know? I do have my finger on the pulse. Yes. There's a piano there. Great. What's it all about? Selfie. Scary, huh? The number. Yeah, that's going to help her speed up back there. You watch. If I start singing, scare everybody to death. Yeah. Sure. I'm not sure who I am either, but I'll do my best on that one. My name is still Porter Anderson after all these years. How do I do it? And I am the editor, the associate editor with the Bookseller here in London for the Future Book. And so when you see our very pink page, that's me. And what the Future Book is the digital publishing community of the UK industry. And more the US industry, because as you can tell, I'm not UK, I'm US. In the US, I write for Thought Catalog in New York, which is a generalist magazine. And the fun part about that is that I both bring the publishing people to that particular magazine, which is about 25 million readers per month, most of them millennials, very interesting group. And then I'm bringing publishing to that readership. And so we're getting a fascinating exchange, and it's been a good experience. I am formerly with CNN, with the Village Voice in New York, and I'm based in Tampa, Florida, where we have palm trees and sunshine like you guys have had this week. It's been a really beautiful week for the London Book Fair. I'm here this week, as a matter of fact, helping the Bookseller cover the London Book Fair and taking care of the Future Book. And that's why I was able to be here for today, which was great. I'm delighted that this worked out so well. How are we doing with our slides back there? Ah, really? Oh, maybe I made that up. I might have hallucinated. This is what we're talking about. Selfie is one of the neatest things I've seen come along in a while, and that's why I'm trying to help the Library Journal people get the word out about it. Because in the United States, of course, we have a gigantic library system, but until now, independent authors have had no way to get into it. Don't worry that it's U.S. The fact is that people from all over the world can use this system and get their books into the U.S. library system. And I'm going to tell you how it happens and how it works. It's not hard. And it's free to authors. That's the really good news. Libraries, as you may know, are a form of free marketing. I think the best way, this is how Library Journal puts it, and I think they're right. I think the best way to think of what libraries do for you is that if you'll think back when you were young and you were starting to understand literature and starting to find books that you liked, starting to learn who authors were and which ones were the favorites that you wanted to take along, you were probably doing it at a library. This is where we get the foundation of our reading lives into place. And that in a sense, once you're a working author, you understand is marketing. That's really what we're talking about. Selfie from Library Journal and BiblioBoard, which is a really fine company based in Charleston, South Carolina, lets independent authors get into U.S. libraries in two different ways. You go in, if you're an American author, through your state. Now, in this case, we're setting up a special territory, if you will, an international state. So if you come in from outside the United States, you will go into that basket, and if you will submit your ebooks, they will automatically go into that group and then be made available to the libraries of the country. The second tier is curated. The Library Journal people look at everything coming in, and whatever they feel is meeting their standards to help the librarians get through the enormous tsunami of content, as we call it, they will select probably about 200 books at a time and put those forward to the entire system in the United States. So it's a two-tiered possibility for you. One is a sure bet. You automatically go into the international state of the United States. I guess we're about to get our 51st state. And you may get into the national curated body too, as well, pending how Library Journal feels about the work. Authors need not be American, submit from wherever you are, and there's no cost. The way this is being paid for is that the libraries who are participating, and most of them are now coming online, are subscribing to the Library Journal to have access to this curated body of work, because the librarians can't get through it themselves. Most of them want to have self-published and independently produced work, but they just don't have time to get through it. There is so much they'll never manage. So this is coming in to help them with that. Interface, user experience, 17,000 library buildings are over there, 9,700 systems in the U.S., 299.9 million people. We think that about 95% of the population is represented by the body of library patrons. It's very, very pervasive in the United States. It is a common thing that we are all library patrons. They're spending over $1 billion on books and over $115 million so far on ebooks. And so they are actively going in there. I love that crossed out line at the bottom. That should not be that way. It's still quite true. Pay no attention to that strike through. I think probably we're in that perspective instead of the one I set it up in, which is fine. Library users read 29 books annually in our country. Non-library users are reading only 11 books, and so you want those library people. They're your active crowd to begin with. And yes, his content discovery, right. We'll just move right on with that. Libraries have a retail connection in that 73% of print and 78% of people library buyers are buying books. So we find they are the active people who go out and buy. A lot of times folks worry, you guys not seeing me readers I'm standing here. And here I go. Right, just talk really loud. You're really testing me.
There's one on the table just here.
Oh, yeah. Hello.
This one's working.
This one's working.
Thank you. This is great. The problem for a lot of people in thinking about libraries is, well, they just take their books free. They don't want to pay for them. Not true. They're actually the biggest buyers. We think that a lot of times it's for gifts, because they'll read something they checked out themselves and they like it too much they want to get it for somebody else. They may want to get their own copy because they liked it. They may just go on to buy another author because they didn't want to wait for the ebook they can't get out of the library. So I'm conscious of my time here. We mustn't go too long on Selfie. But the advantage of going in through Selfie too is that unlike a lot of our publishers' books that come into the library system and can only be checked out maybe 25, 26 times before that particular copy has to be renewed, if you go in through Selfie, your book can be checked out unlimited numbers of times. And so nothing is stopping the library patrons of America from getting you, finding you, sharing you, and just really enjoying your work and finding out who you are, and you get the benefit of the marketing. So running back through these basic points again, this is free marketing. It's available from Library Journal and BiblioBoard. If you'll look here in the center, this is the site you can go to find Selfie. It has wonderful explanations. It's very simple. You're going to upload the thing as a PDF in most cases, and they will take it from there. It's very easy. It takes about 10 minutes, I'm being told by some authors who are doing it already. It's quite new. It's been up for about 6 months, and it's now being rolled out into state by state by state at a long time. One of the newest ones that just came on is in Texas, a big library system that has no physical books. It is entirely ebooks. And so we're real excited that Bear, as it's pronounced, it looks like Bexar, in Texas is coming in with Selfie because it's a great model for everyone else. So that's the Selfie story, and thank you for letting me say this to you. I hope that you'll take advantage of it.